Hi everyone, so for this project you're going to need 3 colors of yarn, all weight 4. These are going to be my 2 main colors because as you can see in the hat, like pink and purple are my main colors, but my third color, which is going to be white again, is used for the stitching and also part of the rim of the hat. But anyways, you're going to need 3 colors and then sewing needles. Optional are these little like placeholder hooks. I find them very useful. Bobby pins also work pretty well, that's what I used before. But those are optional, but I think they're really helpful. They're going to kind of hold things in place when we sew it together. And then you'll need a 4mm crochet hook and a pair of scissors. And that's all. Okay, so first you're going to grab one of your 2 main colors. Mine is going to be the dark blue, the light blue. So I'm going to take dark blue first. I'm going to make a magic circle like that. And then I'm going to chain 3. And inside the magic circle, I'm going to put in 12 double crochets. Just going to kind of go into the circle like that. Alright, so I just put in 12 double crochets in there. Now you're going to pull on that little tail from the magic circle to tighten. And then you're going to go into the first double crochet you did. So ignore the chain 3. This is from the chain 3, that loop, or those 2 loops. You're going to go into the first double crochet. You're going to go in and then close it with the slip stitch. And that's going to be our first row. For our second row, you can go ahead and cut the yarn. And then you'll grab your second color. My second color is this light blue. And then you're going to find the end of it. And your hook should still be in the slip stitch from the first round. You're going to take your second color, grab it with your hook, and then pull it through that slip stitch. And you're going to grab your first color to kind of tighten it a bit. And now your second color is on. Just to make sure it's like sealed, you're going to take the kind of 2 strands sticking out of that and just tie them together. And that will help make sure that nothing falls apart. Now for the second row, you are going to chain 3. And then you're going to put 2 double crochets into each stitch. So for this one, oh, and then if you're lazy and you don't want to thread these in later, you can just kind of pull them to the side and work them into your work as you're doing this. So you're going to find your first double crochet stitch. Then you're going to grab your yarn and work 2 double crochets into there. So I'm going to have 1 and then 2. And you're going to do this all the way around, and in total you should have 24 double crochets. So I put 2 in this stitch. The next stitch will also have 2. And you're going to continue this pattern all the way around. Okay, so we finished the second row. We're going to go to the third row. I already trimmed this color off, so you can do the same. We're going to end with a slip stitch, not into that chain 3, right? We're going to put it into that double crochet, the first stitch we did. Just going to do a slip stitch, grab your other color, pull it through that slip stitch, then you can tie it off in the back, which I'll do right now. And this row is going to be a little different. We're going to be doing triple crochets, but we're going to still begin with a chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And also for this row, usually we go into the stitches like that, right? But this time we're going to go into the space. So not really into the stitch, but into the space between 2 stitches. So in this first space between the 2 stitches, right here, we're going to put 2 triple crochets. And a triple crochet, if you don't know, is very similar to a double crochet. Instead of wrapping the yarn around your hook once, you're going to do it twice. So then you're going to put a triple crochet into the space, pull through, and pull through 3 times. So now we kind of have two. The chain 3 is going to kind of act as a triple crochet. And then we're going to put another one into that same space. So there's my second one. So we did 2 triple crochet, but we're going to kind of count them as 3 since we're going to count that chain 3 as 3. And we're going to do this between every 2 double crochets from the last row. So let me show you what I mean by that. Since we finished this cluster, we're going to chain 1, and then we did it in the space here. Now we're going to skip this double crochet, and we're going to skip this one. So we're going to skip 2 of them and go into this next space. And you're going to put in 3, sorry, that was a double crochet. Put in 3 triple crochets into this space. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Okay. And now we're going to repeat this one more time, and then we'll do something a little different. So let's do it one more time. We're going to chain 1, then we're going to skip those 2 half double crochet and do 3 triple crochet into this space. There's 1, 2, and then 3. And I said we were going to do something a little different, but it's not too different. The only difference we're going to make is we're going to chain 2 instead of chaining 1. So for this part, we're going to chain 2. So after you do 3 clusters, 1, 2, 3, you're going to do a chain 2 instead. And this is going to kind of be the corner, because as you can tell, this is kind of like a square, right? So we're going to kind of start building the square part of this. But the rest is the same. So we're going to skip 2, put in 3 triple crochets. Oops. 2, 3. And then we're going to kind of go back to what we were doing before with just 1 chain. So we're going to chain 1 and continue. 3 triple crochet. And then chain 1, and then another 3 triple crochet. Okay. And so now we're back at kind of like a corner again, right? We have 3 clusters, 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to do another chain 2. I'm going to chain 2 and continue. So hopefully you can kind of see the pattern here. If you are, you can skip ahead, but I'm just going to finish this row kind of walking you through it. There's 1 cluster, and I'm going to chain 1. There's my second cluster. I'm going to chain 1. And this is going to be my 3rd cluster. Then after this cluster, I will chain 2 and continue. Okay. Once you finish your last cluster here, you're going to chain 2. And then you're going to go into that chain 3. And then do a slip stitch. Oops. Like that. So that's our 4th row. Sorry, our 3rd row. And now we're going to go on to our 4th row. Okay, so for row 4, you're going to cut the yarn, grab your next color, and then pull through. Tie the back, and we'll continue. So you're going to chain 3, And then you're gonna go into that chain space between those triple crochet clusters. And then in there, you're going to do 3 double crochets. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And you're not going to do a chain 1 here. You're just going to go into the next cluster and then do 3 double crochets. So no chain 1s. Okay. And now I'm at like the corner we made. This has 2 of the chains. And so in this, I'm going to do 3 triple crochets. 1, 2, 3. And again, this is going to kind of help build that corner we want. Then you're going to chain 2. And in that same space, you're going to put another 3 triple crochets. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay. And you're gonna kind of do that all the way around. So you're not gonna do a chain here. You're just gonna do 3 double crochets into the next space. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochets into the next space. 1, 2, 3. And we're at a corner again. So to build our corner, we're gonna put in 3 triple crochets. 2, 3. And like last time, we'll chain 2. And then do 3 more triple crochets. 1, 2, 3. Cool. And you're just gonna kind of keep going all around. And I think you can kind of see the corners are kind of coming together a bit. All right. 3 double crochets into the next space. 3 double crochets into the next one. And then this is another corner. So yeah, we'll have 2 clusters of double crochets, and then we'll do 1 cluster of those 2 triple crochets, if that makes sense. So in here, we're gonna put 3 triple crochets for 1 cluster. Then we're gonna do a chain 2, 1, 2, and then another 3 triple crochets. All right, so that's, we're almost at our last corner. This is gonna be our last corner, but just keep going with those double crochets now. All right, so now we're at our last corner. You can do 3 triple crochets. Oops, messed up a bit. 3 triple crochets in our last corner. Chain 2, and then this time we'll just do 2 triple crochets because this will kind of count as 1. Let's put 2 in there. Oops. So here's 1, and then 2. And now you do a slip stitch into that chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. You'll put your slip stitch in that 3rd one. All right. And we're almost done. The only thing left now is we're gonna just put a little edge around it, which will really start to sharpen the corners. So, but the hardest part is done. So go ahead and trim that color. Grab your 2nd color. Let me unwind it a bit. And for this row, we're only gonna be doing single crochet. So it'll be a little bit easier, hopefully. So grab your second color, and like before, pull it through, pull the first color, and then tie them together. Back is getting a bit messy. All right, now you're going to chain 1, and you're going to put a single crochet in every stitch, starting with the stitch from the first double crochet in the cluster. You're gonna put your hook in. You can kind of wrap the string under it, so that we don't have to tie it in under later. You're just gonna put 1 single crochet into each one. So for this first cluster, there's 3 double crochets. And in each one of those, I'll put 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, right? 3 double crochets, and then 3 single crochets, 1 for each. And you're gonna kind of do this all the way up until you get to the corner. And now I'm in those triple crochets. You're gonna put 1 stitch in each one of those triple crochets. But once you get to the chain 2, we're gonna do something that'll help build up the corner. We're going to do into the space. So not into the stitch, into the space. We'll do 2 single crochets, and then a chain 2, and then another 2 single crochets. This just makes our corner look like pretty sharp. Now we're gonna continue, and don't forget, sometimes the stitches will kind of move over and block this, but remember, your first triple crochet here, you want to put a stitch into there. Don't forget that. And you're going to kind of continue this pattern all the way around. And once you get to the corners, 2 single crochet, chain 2, and 2 single crochet again into that space. So I'm almost done with this side. I'm reaching those triple crochets. And now I'm at the corner. So I'm going to do 2 single crochets into the space, chain 2, and then 2 again. Okay, and yeah, you can see the corners are a little sharper now. Cool. All right, so let's finish up our third side. And then once you start to get to the end, we have those 2 triple crochets and then that chain 3. So go ahead and put 1 in each of those triple crochets, and then 1 into that chain 3. And once we do our slip stitch, let me do it real quick, you'll do it into that first single crochet we put in, right there. And we are done for this one. So do a slip stitch, pull through, and then you can just kind of tie it off. And you're done. So this is going to be one of those granny squares that we'll put into the hat. So just like that. Perfect. And you're going to make 3 more of these. We want 4 in total. And what I like to do, you don't have to, notice that over here, oops, sorry about that. Notice here I had a pink in the middle, but this one I had a purple. So I think it's nice to kind of switch it, right? So I went pink, purple, and then back to pink, purple. So I would have 2 with a navy blue, and then I'd have 2 with a light blue center. And I'll show you what that looks like. You can go ahead and rewatch the beginning to finish the rest of your granny squares, and I'll see you then. Okay, so I finished the other 3 granny squares, and as you can tell, they're kind of alternating colors. And I think that'll just kind of make the hat look cooler, right? So we'll kind of put it this way so that they're alternating. And so now that we have all the side panels done, we'll go ahead and do the top of the hat. And the top of the hat is, this is the top, it's just gonna kind of be a granny circle.